Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Straight Facts Unmatched, and I'm back with another reaction video. This is going to be a reaction to Liv's life. So I was watching her vlog the other day, and no, it wasn't even a vlog. It was her coming live. And basically, the reason why she came live is because she was feeling some type of way about her not being able to see her children. Okay. So we already know that there's a court order in place for Olivia and Gerard when it comes to the children. Olivia feels like she should be able to override what's already in place because she has made a move down to Texas to be closer to her children. And like I told y'all before, the reason why Olivia moved down to Texas was not necessarily to be closer to her children. It was more so to cause problems and confusion with her kids, in between her and her kid's father. That was the motive from the jump. Not only that, I'm sure it was very expensive having to go from Florida to Texas, Texas to Florida, when it was time for her to come for her court dates, okay? So she gets on here and she wants to paint this narrative that her husband is not allowing her to see her kids. She haven't seen her kids in 2 weeks, okay? Well, if there's a court order in place, you know when you're supposed to get your children. This is not nothing new. You should be well aware of what your schedule is. You should be well aware as to what the rules is with this whole custody situation. So therefore, I don't know why you feel the need to come to YouTube and disclose any type of situation between you and the father of your children when you already know when you're supposed to get your kids. I sincerely doubt that he's giving you the schedule. I'm sure that you also know when your times are when you're supposed to have your kids. The thing of it is that you want them when you want them, and that's not how it's going to go. With you being so petty and so childish and not being a woman about the situation, what makes you think that this man is going to allow you to take those kids off somewhere when you're not supposed to have them? Then that end up putting him off in a situation when you're supposed to bring them back and you don't. See, nobody's going to play these games with you, and you want to play games. That's what your problem is. Instead of you being a grown woman about the situation, no, you choose to want to play games. You want to play games instead. So you were just on her talking about you being on the spiritual journey and how you wanted to be positive, but yet you got on her being negative by saying that your husband wouldn't allow, by saying that I don't know why I keep saying your husband, by saying that the father of your children will not allow you to see your children. He won't let you see your kids. So how did you jump from, you guys, I'm just trying to be positive. I'm trying to remain positive. I'm not going to let anything or nobody get me down. I'm going to remain positive and stay on a positive path. What happened to that? Because it went from you doing that to all of a sudden, he won't allow me to see my kids. And then you're mentioning something about him saying something about the company that you keep and things of that nature. Well, you have to understand something. He is now considered to be the non-custodial parent. He has those children with him more than you do. You are on visitation and child support. So with that being said, if you on visitation and child support or whatever the case may be, then there's a court order in place. You cannot make up rules on your own and say, oh, I want to see them because I haven't seen them in 2 weeks and he won't allow me to see them knowing that you're not supposed to see them. If December 2nd is when you're supposed to see your children, then December 2nd is when you're going to see your kids. Stop getting on here trying to make it seem like that man is trying to keep you from seeing your children when you already know there's a court order in place and you are well aware of your schedule. Like I said, he does not have to prompt you or prompt you on anything to tell you what you're supposed to do in regards to when it's time for you to come pick those kids up or when it's time for you to meet him to come get them. You get on here playing these games, trying to play like you don't know what your schedule is and saying, I haven't seen them in 2 weeks. Girl, you was going without seeing them longer than that when you was in Florida. So what's the difference now? You think just because you decided to pack up all your shit from Florida and moving down to Texas that somebody's supposed to follow suit with what you want them to do when you already know there's a court order in place? You don't call no shots. You're not a shot caller. Sorry. So you have to sit back and you have to wait your turn. When it's time for you to get your kids, you get your kids. You cannot demand this man to let you see those kids when it's not your turn. And the behaviors that you've been presenting since this stuff been going on, you have to understand him, where he's coming from. You sitting up here playing all these damn games like you a little ass girl instead of handling this shit like a grown ass woman. He ain't got time to be playing with you. He'll allow you to come get those kids, and like I said, the next thing you know, you don't bring them back, or it's a situation or a problem. Don't nobody got time for that. Like, you a grown ass woman, and you need to act accordingly. You need to act your age, cause bitch, this acting your shoe size, it's not working out for you. You have to understand something. You are in a situation in regards to your children being with their father. You are not with them 24/7. He is. So when you try to make all of these demands and saying, oh, I want to see my kids, I would never keep him from seeing his kids, he ain't keeping you from seeing them either. So stop saying that. You want people to believe that he's stopping you or keeping you from seeing your children when that's not the case. You have to wait your turn. So whenever your turn is whenever you're going to get it. So you need to be patient and stop getting on her with that bullshit, playing like you victim and trying to make it seem like this man is keeping you from your children, bitch, when you already know what it is. You are the reason why you are going through this. It's not nobody's fault but yours. You need to wake up and realize that. You want to say, oh, y'all can make fun of me, but I don't care. I miss my kids. But you know what? You full of shit, because we already know what it is, and so do you. So for you to get on here with those crocodile tears, making it seem like this man is keeping you away from your kids, bitch, you full of shit. And that's what we be talking about. The longer you continue to keep going on this route, the worse it's going to get for you. Because it doesn't even have to be this way, but you're choosing to be this way because you want to be vindictive, you want to be petty, you're bitter, and you're bothered, apparently. Now, I don't think it's anything funny with you wanting to see your kids and you can't see them, no. But I find it quite funny that you want to sit up here and try to play like you a damn victim and make it seem like this man is doing these things to you when that's not what it is. Now, it was all fun and games when you was off in Florida with those kids before he took them away from you. You were picking and choosing when those kids could speak to him, when he could see them, and all types of shit. So it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, huh? Is that what it is? Because I recall you playing these little petty ass games when their father was in Texas and they were in Florida with you. When you were in full of control and those kids was there with you, you were doing some very vindictive, childish ass bullshit towards that man. But once he got a hold of his kids and you no longer had no control anymore, then that's when all of this bullshit started. Now all of a sudden he's this and he's that. And he's not allowing you to see your kids. But it was fun when you was doing it, right? It was funny. You knew that you could hurt him by using his kids towards him, and that's exactly what you were doing. He's not doing that to you. It's just a court order in place. It had to go that far because you as a woman can't be one, so therefore he had to make sure that something is forced and in place, so then that way that if anything happens or goes down, it will be accounted for and your ass can get in trouble for it. Instead of it being him. But you want to get on her with these crocodile ass tears, knowing good and damn well it wasn't your turn to see those babies. Don't nobody care that you haven't seen them in 2 weeks, bitch. Call them and talk to them. Ain't nothing wrong with those babies. So why are you trying to make it seem like the situation is worse than what it is? It's only like that in your mind because, bitch, that's the way you made it. These are the circumstances you created for yourself. So you have to put your big girl panties on, put them on, pull them up, bitch, and tighten up. Because this victim shit is played out. That man is not doing anything to you. You're doing all of these things to yourself because you cannot let go of what is not anymore. All you need to do is focus on being a mother to your children and trying to get them back in your house with you. But instead, you're making this situation harder than what it has to be to the point to where you're going to end up having yourself in a situation to where you're not going to even be able to see them at all.